Hello everybody, and welcome to Let's Play.
Boktai, the sun is in your hand.
I am your host master, Reki Wills, joined as always by the Noir Mage, Galuf Black Mage. How's it going?
Yo, what's up? I am finally seeing this game for... Well, technically I've seen a tiny bit of this game, but, like, I've never seen the whole game.
It's one of my favorite games of all time. I played it countless times. We're gonna go to the Vancouver because that's close enough to me.
So these were originally all just, like, different prefectures and stuff, I guess.
Yeah, I guess they had to localize that, huh? Let me go back for a second. Yeah, I guess so, huh? I didn't even think about that. Anyway, this game's rad. And I've been wanting to play through the whole series for forever.
In a place not too far from here and now, the end of the world approaches. The undead appear, breaking the natural cycle of life and death. The evolution of species ceases, and one by one, they become extinct.
That is the best voice quality I've ever heard on the GBA.
Actually, though, that's what you get when you get Hideo Kojima on your video game.
Oh, is this who I think it is?
Yeah.
This is the city of death, Istraken. Since time immemorial, this dark city has been ruled by a race known as the Immortals. But now, at last, the sun is rising.
Ortenko.
You've come at last. The heir to the Solar Gun, Gun del Sol. The new vampire hunter. My name is Ortenko, messenger of the sun. Together we will bring light back to this world. In the castle ahead is the vampire lord. Let's go, Solar Boy.
Ah, the soundtrack's so good. This song just feels powerful.
Yeah. Immortal.
Immediately fades.
I like that shot.
Mm-hmm. It does this for every dungeon. I think we're gonna get tutorialed a couple times here, so I'll let Otenko speak.
Here will do. Watch. This is the pile driver. The Vampire Lord. Leader of the race of immortal vampires. The wounds your father gave him have not healed. This is our only chance. Even you can do it, if you act now. Listen, Solar Boy. Bring him and his coffin back here. We will purify him with sunlight and this pile driver. You need sunlight to start the pile driver. See the gauge with the sun mark in the lower right corner? It shows the level of sunlight striking the solar sensor. Yeah, they're not kidding. They mean actual real-world sunlight.
Yep.
It's called the solar gauge. You can't use the pile driver when the sunlight level is 0. Stop trying to play all your games in your basement.
Will not work. And me owning this game since I was a kid, living in the rainy Vancouver area where there's never sun and you're pretty much only playing this in summer now and then if you're lucky, this kind of became a yearly tradition for me.
A summer game.
Straight up. Because I literally cannot play it otherwise. You can, in fact, do most of this game without sun. But whenever you take on a boss and you need to use a pile driver, you have to have sunlight.
Solar Boy. Let's go over the Solar Gun del Sol one more time. Press the B button with the fighter frame equipped to fire a solar shot. Use the shot to temporarily stun the undead. Attacks from behind are the most effective. But if the energy in your solar battery, see the gun gauge in the lower right corner, runs out, you won't be able to fire your solar gun. Recharge by letting sunlight strike the sensor. Wink. May the sun be with you.
There we go. So...
And that doesn't really work if you don't have sunlight, right?
Correct. Well, you can... Okay, so let me blank this out. You can still shoot the gun, but you can't recharge it.
Yeah.
So, we are playing on an emulator. We have a patch that'll let me manually adjust the sunlight sensor. This being the first game, the whole gimmick was just having a sunlight sensor and recharging the gun at all. There's a couple minor things later on where having sunlight or not having sunlight is important, but for the most part, actually, the intensity of the sunlight hitting the sensor doesn't really matter until Boktai 2, Boktai 3.
Oh, is that when having too much sunlight can be bad for the solar gun?
That's in this game. That's just like a safety thing. They don't want kids, like, getting heat stroke.
And sunburns.
Yeah. Which is why I don't have the sensor up at max right now, because if you have too much high-intensity sunlight for too long, your gun will lock, and then if it locks too many times, you get locked out of having your gun for 24 hours.
Damn.
Yeah.
Wait, Solar Boy. Stand in front of this panel and press the A button. The panel on this wall is an Otenko panel. Press the A button when the mark is flashing to summon me. Don't be afraid to ask for advice. My knowledge might come in handy.
You really gotta wonder whether he put these here recently, or what's going on, and also he can just show up on his own, so why do I gotta summon him? This is a solar bank. This recharges over time when you have sunlight striking the sensor, and so if for whatever reason you have really low sunlight, or if you're in an indoor location like this where you can't just recharge your gun, you can come up aggressive energy from this thing.
It's kind of interesting, like you can actually just play outside for a while, but then also play inside for potentially a long while without needing the sun until you, like, run into a boss. Looks like you got the Night Solar Gun Frame. If you equip it, you can use the Solar Spread attack on the undead. Hold down the B button to fire the spread. Use the weapon screen to switch solar gun parts. Press select to bring up the menu screen, and use the L button and R button to select the item screen. Weapon screen or map screen. Try equipping Night from the weapon screen.
Highly recommend. Oops, wrong button. There it is. Because this has... Our basic one has 0 attack power. Literally nothing.
Damn.
It'll work on spiders, but if we come across any undead, it just will not kill them.
Stun only.
Yes.
Wait. That's a ghoul. A bok. This type of undead serves the immortals. Boks are weak, but don't let them spot you. Try to avoid confrontation. Hide in shadows or run past when they're not looking. When a bok spots you, he attacks with chlorophyllone, a dark substance. If you get chlorophyllone on you, it will start to deplete your life.
I was really interested to see how many takes it would take you to get that.
Shake that stuff off as quickly as you can. You can also sterilize it with your gun, okay?
So,
I'm just
because
gonna call it chloroform.
Yeah, I mean, that's how I always called it. So, because this is a Hideo Kojima joint, we need to hide and knock on walls to alert guards so we can shoot them in the back. And you do, in fact, get rated on your performance, just like a Metal Gear game.
Ah.
I have, once upon a time, got the best rating. It was a gigantic pain in the ass. Nowadays, I don't really bother. But I still try to get
I would
grades.
imagine that would be suffering.
Mm-hmm. It's about as much suffering as it is getting Big Boss rating or whatever it's called in Metal Gear. You gotta never be alerted, all sorts of things.
Ortenko.
This belongs to the Count. This vampire lord, the Count of ground-soaking blood, was the sworn enemy of your father. But do not be afraid, my young vampire hunter. That crimson scarf holds the spirit of your father. You are not alone.
Spooky. Hey. It's a trap! There's so many bats.
Bats.
Ortenko.
A trap. But he still can't move, it seems. Your gun alone cannot return him to nothingness. You must take the coffin to where the pile driver is, outside the castle. Get close to the coffin and press the A button to grab it. Hold down the A button and use the control pad to drag the coffin along. You cannot run or attack while you are dragging the coffin. Be careful.
I'm pretty sure killing those bats is optional, but we get a bunch of solar nuts, which are just energy recharge items.
Feels like getting out of the room without killing them all would be annoying too.
Sure
And,
would
like,
be.
You would probably get hit.
So, this is a very common, and by common I mean, what's the word for happens every time?
Consistent? I don't know.
Consistent, sure. This is a consistent thing in the entire Boktai series. You will go through a dungeon, you will fight the boss, and then they will be locked in a coffin, and you gotta drag their ass back to the pile driver. A lot of the time, the dungeon is designed so that way you have to take a different path on the way back, and using the coffin to puzzle solve. And if you leave the coffin alone for too long, it'll try and sneak its way back.
Tricky vampires.
Yeah.
Tricky immortals.
Which is an important distinction, by the way.
Yeah, I had a feeling, which is why I was like, wait.
The lore of this series gets a little messy. Especially
Stop
when
that.
yeah, I mean, they have panic attacks sometimes. You just kind of gotta deal with it. Especially when the series gets to a certain DS game that we pretend doesn't exist most of the time. The lore gets very messy. Mostly because it's an homage to Westerns, while also being a vampire hunting story, while also having a lot of Norse mythology, like, influence, while also being
Also, the DS one
Japanese.
got, like, weirdly rebranded in a way. Was that only the English version?
That was only the English version. In Japanese, it's just called Boktai DS. I still don't know what the actual fuck was the point of that. Among the many reasons why that game annoys me, that's one of them.
Well, I think probably It has to do with. It probably has to do with like sales figures of Boktai 1 and 2 in the U.S.
That is the
They wanted to give it
official
another try.
stated reason.
Because they didn't even release Boktai 3 over here.
Yeah, don't get me started on that one.
All right. Now set the coffin in the center of the pile driver.
I'm still on the hunt for a physical copy of Boktai 2 and 3. That doesn't cost $900.
Good. Fire a spread to start up the generators that just appeared. Equip the Knight and hold the B button to fire a solar spread. These generators have been blessed by Gaia, the Motherland, and the Sun's Spirit, Sol. With the power to amplify solar energy, the pile driver is the only thing we can use to purify immortals.
And if I'm not mistaken, I think earlier I said this was a Kojima joint. If I'm not mistaken, he was like the producer. Oh god, we gotta get out of here.
We're ready. Press the A button over the shining emblem to start the pile driver. Is the sun out? Starting purification. Destroy the vampire with solar piles from the generators. The stronger the sunlight striking the sensor, the stronger the solar piles will be. But the vampire will resist the solar piles. When he does, hit the generators with a spread to boost its power. You can overcome the vampire's resistance. When the vampire's darkness gauge, upper right, hits 0, we win. Stop the vampire lord. You can do it, Solar Boy.
Yeah, pretty sure Kojima was only the producer and that the writers and such were kind of on their own. But everyone just calls this a Hideo Kojima joint. Because it's obviously Metal Gear coded. Anyway, this is the tutorial boss fight, so this gets a little more interesting later, but we're basically just waiting for this timer to run out while we keep these generators going. Later on, they'll be doing attacks that you saw during their actual boss fight to try and kill you while this is going on.
Yeah, in this case, we didn't even get a boss fight before this.
Yep.
Okay.
My favorite line? Definitely one of those lines that got translated with zero context.
Yeah. Incineration of the dark matter. The energy source of the immortals is complete. This eliminates all possibility of revival. Good work, Solar Boy. Come to think of it, I don't know your name. Django, is it? That's a manly name.
This will also be you.
So here you are, O Tenko, messenger of the sun. And this must be the new vampire hunter. But I'm afraid you're too late. While you've been busy playing with the decoy, my wounds have healed splendidly. The Count, we've been tricked! I'll teach you a thing or two. When I attacked the city of the sun, San Miguel, and struck my enemy down, I had another objective. Yes, the Lunar Maiden, Moon Beauty. She is still alive. Do you dare go after her, O Tenko? Moon Beauty! Ha! She's your... In that case, there's still a chance. I sense darkness to the north. Let's go, Django. We have to save Moon Beauty. Do not fear, Solar Boy. We have the sun. The sun will rise tomorrow.
May the sun be with you.
Title drop.
I love the late title card.
Django, I must talk to you about something. It's about the solar gun, Gun del Sol. The solar gun takes in sunlight as its energy. If you continue using it under strong sunlight for too long, it will overheat. Then you won't be able to fire the solar gun. At the bottom right of the screen, if the gun mark becomes an X, that's a sign of trouble.
Overheat.
If you keep on using it under strong sunlight, it will overheat. Go into the shade and let the solar gun cool down. After a while, the gun will no longer be overheated. Even when the overheat status has ended, the gun is still very hot. If you use it under strong sunlight, it will soon overheat again. If it repeats overheating, the safety mechanism disables the solar gun. The safety mechanism will not undo itself until the sun sets. Be careful. Once it overheats, continue your adventure in the shade or take a break for a while. Do not be...
The dog got him. I'm counting on you, Solar Boy. Oh, is this... This isn't right. Where this happens is... No, okay. We're good. We're good. We're good. Welcome to the small cave.
I sense darkness. Nothing big, but... Django, this is the city of death. Ends of eras are interwoven here in Istrakhan. The undead you defeat can slip through the time fabric and recover. The journey will take us through dungeons like this one. We will have to pass through many undead dungeons. Through many times and many places. Each time we enter an undead dungeon, the traps and the devices will be reset, and the undead will be back. You must not lose heart, even when surrounded by danger. Understood? We'll need this. Alright, let's go.
This'll warp us from the beginning of one dungeon to the end, once we get there.
Yeah, I don't live alone anymore, and we have pets, so...
Hell yeah. It's not very loud, so... Not a big deal. Use the power of itromessicism to kill this guy while I'm not being seen. I definitely didn't pronounce that word right.
I don't think it is a word.
It is now. Sometimes, if you get the Z-axis just right, you can shoot them without being on the same plane.
Abusing the jank to your own advantage.
You're damn right. Oh, I missed that chest. I'm gonna get the chest. So there's a lot of these, like, little labyrinth things. Some of them are more puzzly than others, some of them are longer than others. Some of them are pains in the ass. Especially anything with a clay golem. Also, there's sometimes invisible chests. And I don't remember where they all are. So I might have to grab the list at some point. I don't remember if there's one in here or not. I think there is. I streamed this game like a month or two ago, I think. And I found one, and I was definitely starting over, so it's definitely in here or the next dungeon.
Are any of them at least in, like, somewhat intuitive places to be, like, pressing the button randomly?
Yeah, it's usually like a dead end or something.
Alright.
Ooh. I don't know if there's a way to find them. Hold on. I think you just have to hit A and hope you find it. Or get the strategy guide. I don't know if there was one. I'm sure there was.
Probably.
Ortenko.
Looks like you found a key, Django. Wait a second. That blue key. That was made by immortal hands. If you leave the dungeon, their power will weaken and the key will evaporate. That blue key can only be used inside this dungeon. Remember that.
I will. And you notice that I left the room and they came back and this guy was still stunned.
Yeah.
Somehow this game manages to keep rooms persistent. I guess it's just loading things in a RAM, which is pretty sick.
That is pretty cool.
But not always. It's literally just whatever ones they felt like. Unless I'm just trolling and misremembering. You can stun these guys if you hit them enough times. Try and get my S ranks. Hell yeah. Is it over here? Here. Silver coins. We need those for collection purposes. You'll notice that I keep, like, hitting the spread like this over and over. It's, it's a technique of managing your solar gauge, so that way you don't have to recharge as often. Because, as you've noticed, in a dungeon, the places where you can actually recharge your gun are somewhat few and far between.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's why we have solar nuts, but still. Something to get into the habit of. I guess I can show off that frame we got. Axel, I hate this shit. Whee! You are forced to do this. There's no shot. It's just this.
It is just spinning.
Yes. Spin to win, as the kids say.
Did it have a higher attack power at least? I didn't even pay any attention to the stat.
You know, me either. Yes.
I guess there's some use for it at least.
Django. With the blue key, you can probably open the blue door. Stand in front of the door and press the A button.
Yay!
Oh no!
It's a trap!
Ortenko.
We're locked in. Django, take care of all the enemies you see.
Can do. So this would be a good place to use the axe.
You set a trap in a room with sunlight.
Right? What? Game sucks.
Harsh.
Looks like an exit. This will do. Use this warp magic square to pass through the dungeon freely. Stand in the middle of the warp magic square and press the A button to warp. Use it as necessary.
How many chests spawn depends on what your rank is.
Ah.
I can't remember. There might be solar gun parts that only drop with good ranks. I could be trolling with that.
That would not surprise me.
Also, I open the map here. So this is the map of the game. At least as far as we can see. There's more regions. These black squares, rectangles, are dungeons. The white ones are dungeons we've cleared. Later on, the map will be open enough that we have to go through dungeons to get to certain routes to get to other places we need to go, which is the real reason why those warp squares exist. So you don't have to fight your way through a dungeon every time. Now, there's definitely invisible chests in this dungeon. I remember that. I just don't remember where they are. Get jacked. Okay, I think we're gonna get introduced to a new enemy soon. Stupid Bok. Thank you. Is it here? Apparently I'm trolling. Maybe it's in this room. Yeah. Some of these corners you can cut. Some of them you can't. I think it really depends on what direction you're coming from. Like here, you see I can jank up on top of this one, but coming down was not easy.
Ortenko.
The wooden box is in the way. Django, you could probably push it, no?
Flex.
To push these movable blocks, face the blocks and hold down the control pad. Did that even really need a tutorial?
Apparently. One day I'll find it. Maybe it's this room. I know it's here. Usually the invisible chests have silver coins, medallions, whatever. Sometimes it's other stuff. Sometimes it's important. Nice. Life fruit. I believe that's just a heart piece. Let me double check. Yeah, there it is. Heart piece.
Ah.
Maybe the next enemy is in the dungeon after this one.
It's funny, they also took a little cue from Zelda, of all things.
Right? I saw Minish Cap and said, man, that game is sick.
That game was pretty sick.
Ooh! It was. I've noticed a pattern with what games I like and what series. It's usually the weird ones that are just out there trying stuff. Like, I always like the weird Kirby games more than just the 2D platformer Kirby games. I like the weird Final Fantasy games more than the mainline ones, most of the time.
I like Minish Cap because it's just a really tightly designed, like, smaller Zelda game that...
Yeah.
There's not really anything in that game that I just, like, don't like playing through. If I'm just going A to B.
Yeah, the hidden pieces, whatever they call them, are a different story.
Yeah, no, 100%ing that game is a completely different experience.
Oh,
Which is why after I 100%ed it, like, every other time I've played that game, this was a 3-heart run.
Bruh. Not getting enough sunlight, I guess. Star! Okay, that's an important one. Lens. So, this one... We can't actually shoot when this is our battery, or our frame lens, whatever. But we can see how much is in our solar bank, and I think it recharges faster? But it's basically useless. Alright, left or right?
Left.
Ah, you picked the worst option. Thanks.
Damn.
Ortenko.
Django, be careful. That's a clay golem, I see. A soulless statue made by ancient magic. Looks like it's in the service of the immortals now. When golems spot an enemy, they roll into a ball and attack. Don't let them catch a glimpse of you. They'll hear you if you so much as step in a puddle. Be very careful.
This is where all my no detection runs go to die. I fucking hate golems. They're a nightmare.
Is there ever any reason to, like, do both dungeons?
Slow gun parts and stuff. Once we're done here, I'm gonna go back and do the other one. I'm not sure if we're gonna do 100% of this game, but I'm gonna get a lot of it at least. Unfortunately, doing actual true 100% does require a cheat, because they have this weird leak cable thing, where you need to get certain medallions by merging save files with other people. In the future, I will just make a checklist of items in each dungeon to grab. I didn't mean to do that before we started. Also, of note, this is an outdoor dungeon, so we can charge anywhere. Wait, hold on.
That part's cool, at least.
Yeah. Okay, let's see if I can do something. Oh, fuck, it heard me. This is why I hate golems. Son of a bitch!
I like how these golems still make the little squeaky sounds.
Fuck off, golem. Well, there goes our first detection. I was gonna try and tap on this wall to make them roll into each other and stun each other, but no such luck.
I kind of love the little, like, shot strategy types of things like that, where, like, you're tapping the gun to get the most use out of the batteries, and, like...
No! Fuck!
I feel like it's not the only game I've done something like that in, but the thing it is reminding me of is, like... I think it might not... I don't remember if it was a thing in the second game, but in, like, the first Mega Man Legends.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. The, like, stagger step thing?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Who needs attack speed stat when you can do that?
Yep. Yeah, there's a whole stat to be able to, like, fire your shots faster, but then if you hold the shot button down and then just keep tapping
Son of
forward, you fire new shots
Fuck
as
me,
fast
dude.
as you can tap.
Yeah, and then they can do some team kill shenanigans. Or you can make him bash into a wall and stun himself.
Nice.
By the way, every time you see that red exclamation point, that counts as a new detection, even if they've already seen you before.
Ooh.
Okay, I think I needed to go the other way for a treasure chest.
And that's hurting your rank at the next, like, trap, right?
Sure is. There are certain traps where you basically, it's an arena combat. If there's ever a blue exclamation point, that means they have detected you, but it's not going to count against your rank. Ah, the spear frame. But that's in very specific cases. Never shows up in general gameplay. Alright, the spear. This is a shotgun. I tend to stick with the frame, or the, with the night line of frames, because I like having the shot and the spread, but I can mess around with the shotgun for a little bit. I think speedrunners usually use this frame. Or a different one that I'm thinking of. Placid. Carved on a sign in the forest. Those without breaking power shall not pass. I do not remember how to open that.
Is it the shotgun?
I don't think so. I think it's a certain frame. Or, maybe it's grenades or something.
Grenades would make sense.
Did I go here already? I did, right? Shit. I think that's everywhere. This map is really jank to read because the game is isometric, but the map is not. Like, for example, I'm facing right on the screen, but I'm facing south.
Nah.
Alright, I've already given up on getting a good rank in this dungeon. We're just gonna move. Shit. Later, nerds. See no evil, hear no evil.
Nice.
That was frame perfect. That was on accident. Yeah, what? What the hell was that, man? Why am I getting shot? Blasted. I don't know what it is with golems. They just have like 20 passive perception or something. It's crazy. Alright, an arena combat with a bunch of golems and puddles. Love that.
That's rude.
It sure is. I think this is going to be a blue detection, so yeah, this.
So they basically do that when there's like no way you're gonna get through this without detection.
You could, theoretically, but yeah, it's just a little bit of grease. Makes it easier if you want to do some team kill strategies with these golems. Solid B. Okay, go out of here. Whee! We already have 40 minutes, but we'll do the sex dungeon and then we'll call it. Because I think after this is our first proper dungeon. This one shouldn't take too long. I'm gonna swap back to my night frame though. Whee!
Django.
Django, keep the noise down. These are mummies, undead servants of the immortals. Mummies cannot see, but they have excellent hearing. If they hear footsteps, they'll find you immediately. Flatten against the wall and proceed quietly and carefully. Hold down the control pad in the direction of the wall to flatten against it. Then move along the wall with the control pad held down to stay flattened.
Wind Waker.
Yep. So mummies are blind, thankfully, so we can just do this.
Nice.
Some of them have a tendency to explode when they die, too.
Oh.
Yeah. But because they're blind, we can also do cool things like this. Oh, whoops. I unflattened against the wall. That was a whoopsie. Yeah, and then they catch fire, and then he's gonna burn.
Just passive damage.
Mm-hmm. Ah. Nothing here. Hi! How's it going? I can smell your fear. Ah, he had the iframe, so he didn't get caught on fire. Interesting.
They really don't seem so bad.
Nah, sometimes they are. Oh, this is fun. Hold on. If you see a green arrow, that means there's a solar bank in the next room. Aha! I knew it. This is the dungeon I was thinking of before. Okay, so that's a pressure plate that needs something or someone to be on it. So we're gonna do that. Knock on the things, that way he doesn't activate it. Okay, thanks, I guess. See how it is. Ah, the Beatmania solar gun frame. Can you guess what video game company made this game? So this one's actually good for luring mummies around. Because if you hit a wall with this, it makes a sound. It's like,
That's a cute idea.
yeah, it's like knocking on walls, but from far away. Okay, I don't know why they're not activating these pressure plates, because you definitely can do that with certain enemies. I guess they're just too light. What's this say? Watch for bombs ahead. I don't believe you. No shit. Apples are healing items. I don't think I went over that. Nah.
We thought it would be a chest, but instead it was a bomb.
Oh, hi. Yep, you go over there. Yep. If one mummy is on fire, it can set another mummy on fire by touching it. That may or may not be a strat I'm going to try and use at the trap room.
Just because it's funny.
It is very funny. Speaking of...
Dun dun dun.
It's not in this game, but the trap room music in Boktai 2 is so good. Okay, alright, he's on fire. So now we just gotta find another one to set on fire. Oh. I should probably heal, just in case.
Probably. You sure got enough of them.
Alright, now that they're on fire, they're just gonna constantly set each other on fire. I've managed to make it so they just all completely kill each other, and it's very funny. I don't think any other treasure chest spawned. Looks good.
What's that frickin' pepper-looking thing?
Gives you resistance to ice damage, I think? Yeah. Alright. Oh, hey.
This is not my first time on this Earth. I am called upon whenever the solar system is in danger.
I forgot you can talk to him. Is he see anything else?
Long ago, I was nothing special. Everyone carried the sun in their hearts. Even on this faraway planet, the sun never left them. But now, human hearts are filled with darkness. The dark powers. This is the opportunity they have been waiting for. My duty is to protect this solar system, and all those raised here by the bounty of the sun. However, my role is only to support. I can convey the will of the sun, but I cannot fight. Now you are our only hope. I'm counting on you, Solar Boy Django.
May the sun be with you.
He repeats. Okay. I completely
That's some
forgot that
good lore.
existed. Yeah. That's your first taste of the fact that there's space involved.
Yeah.
Enjoy that. Alright. Thanks for watching, everybody. We will catch you all next time for some more Boktai shenanigans. Oh, that's just a new room. I thought there was going to be a cool pop-up. See y'all next time. Bye!
Bye.